Alright, so we are under the hood of a Hyundai Elantra that is having some issues with the charging system. And what's happening is it's not starting sometimes. And so the first thing that I did with this car is I wanted to charge the battery to see if that would fix the issue. And the battery said that it was fully charged, and then I went out and drove it around, and then the car wouldn't start. And this was today. So then I tried to charge it again today, and now this charger, after a few hours of charging, is saying that the battery is bad. But this may not be simply a bad battery. We want to check the alternator too. Now, a couple videos on YouTube say to use a multimeter to check the voltage on the battery and on the alternator, but that's not necessary with a modern car. We can just use live data from a scanning tool, and we'll read the voltage with the car off and read the voltage with the car on to see if the problems are from the battery, from the alternator, or a combination of both. So now we're going inside the car to plug in our scanning tool, and most cars have the OBD2 port right up underneath the dashboard here. This car is going to have it right here, so we just pull off that panel and plug this in like that, and now we have access to the data. So now I'm going to turn the key to the on position without starting the car. Alright, so to view voltage on your vehicle, you want to go into Vehicle Diagnostics, and you'll want to go into View Data. And we'll click on Entire Data List. And then we're going to head on down to V-Power. V-Power V says 9.38 volts, so that's not looking good. So we need to jump this car and see what the voltage looks like when the car is running. So this would indicate a bad battery generally. If you're looking at 9 volts with just the key in the ignition, you want to see around 12 or higher. So let's go ahead and jump start this car. Alright, so this car is on now, and what we want to look at is the voltage, and a good voltage to see if the alternator is functioning properly is usually between 13.8 and 14.2 volts. So this is showing us 14.274, which looks pretty good. And so with this information, we're just going to go ahead and replace the battery in this car, and everything should be fine. Alright, so the new battery is in place right here, and the first thing that I want to do before doing anything else is charge up the battery. So I put a trickle charger on the battery to make sure it has a full charge, and then I'm going to go inside and do the same test that I did before. I'm going to check the voltage with the key in the on position, and I'm going to check the voltage with the car running. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that there's no problems here with any of the other parts of the charging system. I want to make sure that it was just the battery. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the voltage here. Okay, so right now with the car off and the key in the on position, the voltage reads 12.643. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the car and see what the voltage reads. Alright, so the voltage is settling in at about 14.3 volts, and so that all looks good. So with this car, it was only the battery, but I've had alternator issues on other cars. One time on an S2000, I had a short and the fuse for the alternator blew, and the car shut off while I was on the freeway, and that was a little bit scary. And I've seen alternators that put out too much voltage. I've seen alternators that put out too little voltage, and so it's important to check that. But anyways, with this car, it was just the battery, so it looks like we're good to go, and that is all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you enjoy your car.